Hello everyone, Zelarinth here. It is that time. The registrations for the Taurus Cup have started, so I thought now would be a good time to kind of talk about the Umas that I will be bringing as my aces for the Taurus Cup. And so the Taurus Cup was the very first champions meeting that we had within the game. It is one of the two that I have lost, so I am trying to make a comeback and win it here. But I will say, building aces for the Tokyo 2400 has been brutal. Now, I feel like I have Umas that can win, but they are by no means up to par of where I would like them. But at this point, I was running out of time, and I need to start kind of preparing myself for Gemini Cup. So we're going to work with what I have. Now, they are by no means, like, absolute trash. They are just slightly above average to average is what I would kind of consider them. You can let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. So we are going with 3 aces here. So the first one, and the first one that I was able to basically finish. Now I've finished a few here. We'll take a look at some of my older ones that I will not be going. So the very first ace I did build was an Ines Fujin here. So this one did get 1200 speed, 1045 power, turf S, medium S, 888 wit. And then on the skills, we did get like standard distance for a little bit of extra stamina there. Spring runner, Tokyo racecourse, plenty of stamina. But to kind of her to be kind of protective against like mystifying murmurs and that. And I really didn't get lucky on skills in this run. We have restless. We have the dodging danger, prudent positioning combo with Professor of Curvature taking the lead, killer tunes. Slipstream and playtime's over, but as you can see, I am missing all the other corner skills. We don't have front runner corners, medium corners, straightaways. She has angling and scheming of red shift, of course, but her performance has been pretty bad in scrim rooms, and so I've kind of moved on from her and made a couple others that we've kind of trialed out. I had another one that came out with medium S. Higher wit, lower power on this one, and without turf S, basically a good chunk lower. But we did have max speed here. This one having, and this is something I'm just finding in general hard with her, is, I mean, she gets a lot of stuff, and using her skill points can be quite tough. This one I was able to take Wild Wind with taking the lead, Professor of Curvature. We did not finish Killer Tunes on this one, so we're stuck with up tempo. We did get Mihono Bourbon's ult. Operation Kako in here, alongside medium corners, front runner corners. Playtime's over, leader's pride, fast pace. This one was okay, but still struggling a decent amount. And then we have another one that I basically have finalized as probably going to be the main one we use. And this one has medium S, 1200 speed, 963 power, but we do have the medium S, 845 wit, lower on the wit than I'd like. This one is similar to my other one, but a little bit stronger in the mid game. Now, this one we didn't waste. We only took corner recovery to kind of help us with stamina here alongside Tokyo Racecourse. We have Operation Keiko as one of our mid-race skills, Mihono Bourbon's ult. We have Firm Course Menace on her for some extra power and speed. Professor of Curvature taking lead, killer tunes. We are able to double hit front runner corners and medium corners, so even more mid-race there. Leader's Pride, playtime's over. So she does, and we also have fast pace. So she has a decent enough mid-game to do all right there. And with the Dodging Danger, Ignited Spirit, Wit combo, she can help get herself into the lead pretty easily in the beginning. And of course, we have 3 greens for groundwork to activate. So we don't have to rely on the gamble there. Although if she doesn't get taking the lead, it's still going to hurt quite a bit early on. She's very strong. If she is in first place, and she gets the angling and scheming and redshift off, with her ult speed boost, she just pretty much wins. Every time I've seen her being in first place in scrims, unless there's been a stupidly lucky end closer that pushed way up, gold ship being probably the biggest that I've seen that, she wins. And it's generally not even close. Even when there's gold ships right behind her when she ults, that ult basically gets her up to speed enough to deal with the gold ships, so the gold ship's barely catching. Unless the gold ship's fully kitted out with Firm Course, Spring Runner, and left-handed. But that is her. One of the problems, though, as I mentioned there, she has to be in first place to be that strong. Now, she can actually still win from second place as well because she gets red shift, and then her alt still can activate from second place, but usually somebody passes her before she can get to her alt to pull off the win from second place. But that is possible. One of the problems she has is my Mihono Bourbon is still, just like the last one, very, very strong at getting in the lead and kind of keeping it. She's not got as strong of a mid game as Ines Fujin, but she makes up for her weaker mid game with very high power. Not as high wit. I've been struggling with wit on all my Umas. I don't know why. It just sucks. The Mihono, I mean, she doesn't even use the Mihono Bourbon wit card. And actually, I forgot to show. The deck I used on Ines Fujin here, we went with NTR's The Borrow. We have Mihono Bourbon wit. Nice nature, just kind of trying to round out the skill points. For killer tunes, we brought El Condor de Pasa. To make sure we get enough stamina, we brought Super Creek. And this is overall pretty good on the training effectiveness with this group as well. Key to Sun Black, of course, for Professor of Curvature. And on the races, we did 41 races on her. But, I mean, the Mihono Bourbon came out with the max speed, max power, turf S, medium S, okay-ish wit, not as high as I'd like. We do have Frontrunner Savvy on her, though, to kind of bring it over that 900 mark. We have firm conditions and Spring Runners, so more power on top of that, plus more speed. And of course, we have our built-in skills with Escaped Artist, Concentration, we have Professor of Curvature, and Kilotune. So the 4 gold's pretty decent for it. Plus, you have her own alt for being a mid-race skill if she's in the lead to kind of hold it in the early race. Or if she's behind and not able to activate it immediately, a very good mid-race push-up skill if she gets it later. I mean, of course, we have everything that's built in. We got Slipstream, playtime's over. If she's behind, Slipstream works really well. Leader's Pride. I kind of regret taking it, but I don't think I really had anything else to take. But with All My Soul on her, Groundwork, she's still very, very strong. But as you can see here, I did not get the 2 corner skills, medium corners or front runner corners double hits. I would have traded with All My Soul and Slipstream for those if I would have had them, and she would have been crazy, crazy good. Still very good. And she, most of the time, is blocking my Ines Fujin. I'd say about 75% of the time, the Mihono Bourbon is in front of the Ines Fujin. The other 25%, she's in front of Mihono Bourbon. And then I'd say it's about a 50-50 that one of my Umas is in first place versus other frontrunners in average scrim rooms. Now, on stream scrim rooms, we got some people with some monsters that I'm a little bit weaker against. But on the average scrim rooms, when I just kind of join any random ones, I'm doing quite well with this pair. And so that's why I'm kind of happy going with them into these finals. Final one, the one that if you've watched any of my streams, the big crash out streams, because I do not like building end closers in Trackblazer. I did try and make a gold ship. I kept trying to get a perfect one, and I just could not get one that I was happy with. So we're going with the best that I could get as my third ace before it. She can win. Very well can win. She has to get a little bit lucky, in my opinion. But we did get, for surprisingly, higher wit on her. 1,000 wit, 968 power, 1,200 speed. I would have liked more power on her. We do have the medium S. The biggest reason I hate Gold Ship is having to take those mile sparks, which makes getting medium S harder to do. And so I've had some really good runs that did not get medium S. Oh, I forgot to show my cards here. I was about to show Gold Ships. On her, the support deck's a little bit different. Curran Chan, nice nature. Since I do not need Mihono Bourbon wit on her, so we kind of just swapped things around. Took Biko Pegasus instead of NTR on her. But now looking at the Gold Ship skills here, we did not finish. I did bring Mr. CB because I got convinced to pull for it. Not for this CM, by the way. I pulled for this actually for the mile that's coming up to build a very strong Rita Taishin. I'll probably make a video on building a strong encloser for the Gemini Cup because they can be monsters alongside like King Halo herself, the cheerleader version. But this is the deck. We went with Tamamo Cross to kind of help out with stamina, get tail held high. Well-rounded overall. And so her mid-game is pretty bad. I mean, we at least have both the corner skills, medium corners, and and encloser straightaways, medium straightaways. Very, very strong for pushing off at the end of the race if we're lucky. But only medium corners and Professor of Curvature. plus tail held high in the mid race. We have go home specialist to make sure she's got enough stamina. And then if she's at least in 6th place, hopefully 5th, then she can really take off with these. And then, of course, Umamusume to try and get out in the front. I will say the one thing that is nice about her is she's kind of that backup, because my front runners are survivable, but if we get into a heavy stamina debuff situation, this is kind of the whole point of the gold ship, was to be more survivable. But if we get into a heavy debuffer, meaning we got lots of mystifying murmurs, that was the idea with gold ship, because she will be able to push in the front of the debuffers very easily by the end of the race. So if there's like 2 or 3 debuffers, she easily gets into that 6th and 5th place to pop these off, and then she can win because she should be able to survive while my front runners die, and hopefully my front runners block the other front runners, which will probably be weaker on anybody that's bringing stamina debuffers. But I mean, she's not as strong as I'd like, and it's still kind of iffy in the potential. But I mean, she's got a lot of speed. She's very survivable with the gold heal, but I mean, we got an abysmal mid game, and that is kind of her big problem. So, but she's the best I could get. I do have, I think this one didn't get medium S. I don't know if this is the one I was trying. I had a couple that have like really strong mid games. This one does really good in the mid game, but she just can't carry off the win without medium S there. And like I showed in the deck here, NTR, Mr. CB, just for some extra power and stamina and race bonus here, because we're taking 2-5% race bonuses. But that is the best I could do. That is the team we're going with. I'm fully expecting Mihono Bourbon and Ines Fujin to kind of carry the wins through round 1 and 2, with gold ship sniping a few here and there. Just kind of depending. I mean, if there's bad stamina checks, she can still win against weaker opponents, especially in round 1. We'll have to see in round 2. I think a lot of people, and this is just my guess, I think a lot of people seen how strong Dominate was in the last medium CM, and I feel like it'll be popular in this one as well over Mystifying Murmur. Especially if, I mean, a lot of people may just go with this the tried and true from the last one. While it won't be as strong, a Christmas Ogre cap with 2 Dominators can still be decent in this one. Very survivable, doesn't have to worry about stamina with it. But she is a high gamble in the sense that you can only really have 3 heals if you want to have a consistent speed carryover with her, unlike the last one. But who knows? I mean, these are just from random scrims, not what we're... I mean, the scrims are always a little bit different than what we see in the CMs. But that is my team going into Taurus Cup. Hopefully I can take it back, or take the win here. Losing that one when it came out, then the first one, I have nothing to show for the first one because they didn't give out titles on that one. So hopefully we do well here and we can win it, because then all I have to do if I win this one is win Pisces Cup. And so, and then I would have all the Zodiacs at Platinum, and we will never see them again. So this is my last shot. So I'm kind of disappointed with how weak mine are compared to what I'd like, but they have a shot, and we'll see what happens there. But yeah, we'll be going ahead, and when it drops, we will be streaming like I always do. As soon as round 1 goes live, we will start that with viewer runs. We will be changing it up too. If you've seen some of my poll streams now, I'm gonna drag people in. I've seen another content creator doing it this way. I have a separate channel. I will actually be dragging people in for streaming their races, and if they want to talk, or we can talk on as their immos are running as we go through them, we can do that. It worked out pretty well with polls, so it might be even crazier with people doing their runs. But yeah, that's going to be it for now, and we'll see what happens. But if you like my content, if you can like, comment, subscribe, it really helps, and thanks for watching.